another thing that you did was take an honor flight, and the honor flight is a nonprofit organization, great people, and they provide their mission is to provide veterans with honor and closure. And so they fly veterans to Washington, D.C. To see the war memorials. And your name came up on there. And so you ended up going to Washington, D.C. thanks to the private donations to the Honor Flight organization, which is a great organization, like I said. And you said this when you got there. I was ticked off because they took so long to complete the World War II memorial, only opening in 2004. By that time, most of the men from the war were gone and would never have the chance to see it. Carlin convinced me that I should go in their memory, so that's why I went. The irony is that the 135th Infantry, which is part of the 34th Division, has a shield that says, "To the last man." I was 15 years old the first time I saw that. Well, they are all gone except me. Who would ever imagine that I would actually be the last man?
I got that shield right here on my jacket.
And then came the Battle of the Bulge 75th anniversary. And there's a guy named Mitch Mendler, firefighter, paramedic right here in San Diego, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And,
I was with him last night.
And he's the president of a nonprofit organization called World Memorials, and doing great work with that. And they volunteered to sponsor you to get you out to the 75th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. And you say here, when we went to the airport, flew down to Los Angeles, I was met at the gate by my sponsor group, who introduced me to two of the men entrusted to travel with me, Colonel Mike Droll of the Arizona Rangers and Rick Cochran, the executive director, Hispanic Medal of Honor. Joshua Kaufman, a Holocaust survivor who survived 5 concentration camps, was amongst the group. When U.S. troops liberated him at the age of 16, he weighed a mere 55 pounds. His daughter interpreted it for him in Yiddish, informing him that I was going back for D-Day. When she communicated that I was the only one left in my company, he, Joshua Kaufman, got down on his hands and knees and kissed my feet. That choked me up. He got up and grabbed my hand and said, "Love you," and squeezed my hand. We were both crying. That's some incredible, they mentioned closure, actually meeting an individual that had been in the concentration camps and was liberated by Americans such as yourself. That's amazing.
Only 7 years difference in our life. I was 22 when that happened.
You know, I've read a bunch of this book so far tonight, and I know we've been talking for a while, but I wanted to close the book out with this last section that I'll read. And again, if there's so much more in this book, I've only covered a couple of the highlights, but it was hard to even select which highlights to cover because it's all just incredible stories. But I wanted to close with this quote here. It says, "It's mind-boggling to have someone kiss your feet in thanks for what those soldiers did. I am not the one to be kissed. I'm representing all the guys who freed all the concentration camp victims. It was their actions. I'm not a hero. I'm here too. I'm here to tell you what I went through. All these people are gone and I'm left alone. I can't see where I deserve the credit for that. I'm the last one alive to represent these guys that gave their lives over there so I could relate this story to everyone."